Musician Prime family, how's it going? It's another day in the life of Gabby. Today is gonna be an exciting day for me because I get to leave the house. That sounded really sad, but I don't really leave the house that much though. I'm gonna be heading into downtown LA. I've got a rehearsal for a concert that I'm doing next weekend. The first rehearsal's to this afternoon. And so I'm gonna take you along with me as I kind of go through my day. But first, we're gonna eat lunch. Mom got In-N-Out for lunch. Except the only bad news is she tried to reheat the fries because they got cold by the time they got back to the house, and she burned them. Burger. These are the burnt fries. Actually, they didn't turn out as bad. I'll probably just cut off the burnt ends. Could be worse. Needs a little ketchup. Makes it much better. At least I got to eat some of them. Alright, before I head off to rehearsal, I'm gonna warm up a little bit and look at some of the music that we're gonna be playing today. This little manila folder right here. I feel bad saying this, but I haven't really looked at the music too much since he gave it to me. But fortunately, I had met with the composer already before. We kind of went over the music and how it works. It's a little more on the contemporary new music-y side. But from what we went over, it seems pretty easy to play, and I just have to review kind of like the format. I don't really know what the expectation of preparedness is for this rehearsal, but me personally, I like to really be prepared before I go into the first rehearsal, so I'm gonna go over the music a little more before I pack up and head out. It's about 10 till 3. I've got to get ready to go because I need to leave by 3 if I want to be there relatively on time. The composer also said that parking is really bad in the area that we're going to be rehearsing at, so I kind of want to get there early to not have to worry about that. So I'm going to pack up and then we're off on the road. Music back in here. Oh, mouthpiece stuck. There we go. Just need my jacket. Off we go. All right. By the time I see you next, I'll be all the way in downtown LA. I'm here. Rain was terrible getting down here, but I'm pretty much on time. Unfortunately, there was not enough parking on the actual street where the house is that we have to rehearse in, so I'm gonna have to walk in the rain. Right, I'm gonna have to bring my stand. I hear some saxophones. Where? Is this it? No. Next one, I think. Hello. Hey, how's it going? Hello. Oops, sorry. You need this back, right?
Yeah, I think so. Unless, well, I might not.
Where Okay. All done with rehearsal. We actually got done a little bit earlier than we expected, which is cool. Check out the rain right now. It's kind of nice and soothing. I feel like just chilling for a little bit. Normally, yeah, when I'm in a slew of like things, like, you know, when I've got a lot of rehearsals, and then in addition to all the other stuff that's going on in my life, I get bogged down a lot of times, but for some reason I just feel really energized to just kind of go out there and get it. There was a point earlier in the week where normally, you know, it was like, you know, Wednesday, Thursday about right before I do my little teaching spree, and I just felt like, you know what, screw all the work that I have to do. Let me get my mind right first before I take on my shit, because I'm no good to any of the things that I'm trying to do, the message I'm trying to spread to people, the music I'm trying to make, the music I'm trying to share with people. None of that is going to be any good if, you know, I'm just constantly breaking down. I got to take care of here first. And going into that rehearsal today, I just felt like it was a good reset. You know, earlier I made a joke about how I finally get to leave the house and how I never get to leave home, but truly it kind of sucks that I don't leave home, and I realize that's ultimately my fault. I could change that if I wanted to, but I don't, just because I feel like sometimes I feel like if I leave home even for a minute, I'm gonna waste time just driving around to get to the place, when sometimes a change of scenery is good. So I'm really glad I'm getting to work on this project with my friend Matt Allen. He's the composer who's doing this. I'm gonna head on home and try to sort through a little bit of this rain. Feels so good to eat after a rehearsal. Anyways, I wanted to talk a little bit. Let's see, it's about 7:30-ish, and I'm going to try and get a little bit of work done, but I'm going to set myself a time limit for how much I work. Lately, I feel like I've been a lot more productive lately. You know, in the last 2 episodes, you might have seen that I suffered from a lot of burnout, and so this past week, I've just been trying to ease myself into doing a less but more effective work, and just not only that, but focusing on getting my mind right, just because I felt like regardless of whether I had the time, if my mind wasn't right, then I knew I wasn't going to be as effective. And you know, when you suffer from a major burnout, that takes a huge toll on your mental state and overall physical energy. Even if I got like a good night of sleep the next day, it's a psychological thing. Burnout is just, it weighs a lot on you. Because I had focused on getting I just feel like I've been doing much better work because I've been focusing on taking care of up here and knowing when to stop. And right before I left back for home from the rehearsal, my friend Tracy, shout out to Tracy because she's probably watching this, sent me this article or a blog post of Seth Godin, who, if you don't know who Seth Godin is, just Google him. He's friggin' amazeballs. Anyways, it was about just his work ethic and how he was constantly going and going and going, but even despite, Monday through Friday, he's going all out, he starts at a certain time and ends at a certain time, and he takes weekends off. Because ultimately, that juice is going to run out eventually if you keep the gas pedal on yourself too long. So it's like he's optimizing his workflow to the point so that when he does work, he's working like he's on his A game like 24/7. And like I resonated with that part of his blog so much, and because that's ultimately what I'm striving to do. Now, even in that, I feel like it's a struggle just to even get that far, but it's something I still want to work towards, and I know I'm going to get there one day. And I feel like now at this point that I realize I need to have a good balance of working really hard and just going, but also, you know, taking breaks and like taking care of this up here and working optimally, I think ultimately that's what's gonna work out the best for me. So I'm gonna take a little time just to mentally clear the air with all the stuff and plans I have to do next week. Speaking of which, I had decided that I wasn't going to take on any more new things, but after reading that article and just some other things that have happened earlier on in the week, I just feel inspired to just kind of, okay, sit down, what's the plan that I need to do, and then just plan it out, make everything clear step by step. You know, don't give myself too much, and it'll be easier to get done because I'm focused on just little things. I'm still working towards my goals, but I'm not going to be suffering from burnout, and I'm going to finish and actually get to where I want to be more effectively. So again, it's 7:30 right now, but I'm going to stop working in a couple hours. It's 9:30. I want to kind of just tear down, kick my feet up, watch some Netflix, go to bed a little earlier so I can wake up earlier, you know, so don't wear myself thin. So that's what I'm going to do. And I feel really good about the work I'm doing. And, you know, having the rehearsal today, getting to work with some awesome musicians in that rehearsal today. And I'm going to have another rehearsal on Tuesday with a couple different groups that I'm playing with. That's going to be really fun. And I don't know, I just feel like I'm finally in a place where I'm getting back to loving everything that I do, which is important to me. Because, I mean, if you're not doing something that you're like furiously passionate about, something that really makes you happy, then what's the point of it all? Anyway, so I'm gonna cut the vlog here and get to work, and then, you know, because I just want a chance to just focus on what I'm doing. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you next time. See you later. Bye.